It's 7 a.m. and you're waking up with Bo Bounds. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Stand by.
Stand by on this frequency.
For Out of Bounds with all the sports you love on The Zone 105.9 and online at thezone1059.com.
And we are rolling on a Thursday. Want to say good morning to you. Welcome in to the Out of Bounds show. 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, WRKS. We are streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app. We want you to download the Out of Bounds radio app when you get a chance. The show is powered by the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook and presented by award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Go to dancingrabbitgolf.com and you can go ahead and book and schedule a buddy's trip or a guy's trip at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. That's dancingrabbitgolf.com. A couple of different ways that you can get in touch with us. Farm Bureau Insurance call-in line, 601-995-1059. Twitter handle at BoBounds. And the Mississippi Ag John Deere Tractor text line is always 601-885-3776. And Blake Mania is already in somewhat of an argument with someone on the Mississippi Ag text line even before the show started. So I'm your host, Bo Bounds. We're live from Madison Ridgeland Academy, and I am overlooking their beautiful football field. Back-to-back state champions, and we're going to be here for 3 hours. We're going to have head coach Herbert Davis stop by at 7:35, talk a little football with Coach Davis. That'll be fun. 8:15, we'll have Greg Self. He is the dean of the high school. He is the high school principal here at Madison Ridgeland Academy. And then we'll have Coach DeWeese, Richard DeWeese. Hoops coach coming off another overall state championship, and Coach DeWeese will join us at 9:30 today. So excited about that. They've got record enrollment here at MRA, and they've got the Gardens of Madison County this weekend, which is a big weekend for Madison County and for Madison Ridgeland Academy. So buckle up. We'll talk a good bit of NFL draft, some SEC baseball, because Blake Scott's chomping at the bit. And we'll hit some MRA football and hoops and academics. So, they're well over 1,300 students and a lot of excitement around MRA the last several years, both as we've shared with you, both on the air and through our, the spots and promos. A lot of excitement here at the school. And you've heard us talk about that over the last few years. And Termy Land and the team here have done a great job, and they're super excited about wrapping up this year and everything that is ahead of them in 2021 and 2022. So we appreciate MRA hosting us once again, and that we were able to do this before school got out. I'm looking at some really, really cool MRA football helmets and a basketball that was very, very important on their way to their overall state championship. So Herbert Davis at 7:35, Greg Self at 8:15, and Richard DeWeese at 9:30 today here at MRA. Blake, good morning. It's like Christmas to you, buddy.
That's right.
It is the NFL draft. It is Trevor Lawrence. It is Jamar Chase. It's Elijah Moore. Let me keep going. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. And then your Dallas Cowboys are on the clock right now at number 10 tonight. And we have the first round of the NFL draft, and well over 55, 60 million people will watch the draft tonight, buddy.
Ooh, baby.
I'm all about it. It's like Christmas. Like you said, I'm excited, ready to go, ready to see. Starting at number 3, I don't think number 2 will be surprising, but I guess it could be. But I think starting at number 3, it's going to be what happens next, 3 through, the rest of the first round.
No doubt. No question. I'm excited like you are. I've got, I'm way more into this than I was years and years ago. And
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And we've had some great guests on. to share their thoughts on Elijah Moore and the quarterbacks and so on. And I'm happy with our content, our quality of content. When you get guys like Mike Detillier on, Tom Luganbill on, Jim Nagy, Executive Director of the Senior Bowl, Bobby Belt, Cowboys Insider, John Ledyard, Tampa Bay Buccaneers Insider, NFL Draft, Marcus Mosher. I mean, we have loaded up the show and the podcast, Apple Podcasts, search the Out of Bounds Show, loaded it up with some really, really, really good content.
Yes.
On the draft. And I can't forget about NFL Chuck Mullins, attorney here, super guy. And NFL Chuck dropped by for an hour yesterday wearing his Cleveland – it wasn't a Cleveland Browns shirt, but the draft is in Cleveland this weekend. And he had ordered an NFL draft T-shirt, / Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked really good, by the way. I was sitting there thinking, I'd like that T-shirt.
Yeah, kind of offensive that he didn't bring you one as a gift since you had him on the show.
That's a good point.
I mean, if we're being honest, that would have been the proper etiquette. I didn't want to say it in front of him because I'm not rude, but I just thought that was a little, ugh. Yeah. You don't want to be that guy at the party. You know what I mean?
Well, and what will the Dak Prescott's Dallas Cowboys do tonight at number 10, man?
Draft a corner.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be J.C. Horn, who, for our listeners, you remember Joe Horn, the wide receiver with the New Orleans Saints. And he's out of South Carolina, had a really, really good career there. I know Will Muschamp wasn't a good head coach, but J.C. Horn was an excellent football player at South Carolina. And, again, his dad is Joe Horn, who played at the Saints. And then some guy named Patrick Surtain, who his dad played at Southern Miss and in the NFL forever, is the other guy, it looks like, according to reports, that they're considering. So Patrick Surtain from Alabama, cornerback, J.C. Horn from South Carolina, corner, and both their dads played in the NFL, and there's ties with both of them to the Dallas Cowboys organization, but even more so with J.C. Horn. Dan Quinn is tied to Muschamp, and Mike McCarthy coached in New Orleans when Joe Horn was there. You would think if they, whatever they wanted or needed, they could get. But then again, Patrick Surtain's dad is so connected to the NFL. I feel confident that they got all the information that they needed on him too. So we'll see. Is it worth taking a corner at number 10? It's a great debate. The bottom line, it looks like Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are committed to doing that. And I'd rather them draft Elijah Moore, but I'm not in the war room today, and Jerry's not going to call me. So that's where we are on the NFL draft. The Cowboys draft at number 10. But there could be a lot of side action between 3 and getting to Dak, Jerry Jones, and the Cowboys with the 10th pick.
Yeah.
There's talk that New England has agreed. Well, first of all, I should have mentioned this. For those of you who are like gung-ho, like Blake, Teddy Bridgewater was traded from the Carolina Panthers to the Denver Broncos yesterday.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Sam Darnold is going to be the starter against the New Orleans Saints, health permitting, for the Carolina Panthers because they're in the NFC South. And then there's talk that the Patriots and the Panthers have already, figured it out, so to speak, and have a deal in place. But I think it's pending who's available then. Does that make sense, Blake? Okay. All right. Hey, we're live from Madison Ridgeland Academy. Now's the time to schedule a private tour of the campus. Call 601-856-4455. And you can see all the academics and all the athletics at MRA's campus on Old Canton Road in Madison. You're listening to the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone. Big Board coming up next. Welcome in. Good morning.
What's on the big board.
Okay, we may have some breaking news. Yeah, with the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to give that to you in just a second. I want to say welcome in, good morning, Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We're live from Madison Ridgeland Academy, and we'll be here for 3 hours. We're going to have Coach Herbert Davis on the show at 7:35 today. Excited about that. We haven't had Coach Davis on since 18 months ago, I guess, because we didn't do our normal fall remote because of COVID. Yeah, it's been a long time. So, anyway, they're coming off of winning the state championship back-to-back, which is extremely difficult to do. And he'll talk a little bit about that. He probably will not want to, but I'll make him. And then we'll talk about, their schedule. There's 2 teams on their schedule. They're biting off a lot. They're going to play 2 powerhouse teams, and in Oakland and Pulaski. So that's those programs out of Arkansas and Tennessee. They win and win big. And along with the expectations are to get to the state championship game against Prep or JA and win. So the expectations have changed here. Obviously, I can't remember their exact record the last few years, but it's like 34-3 or something. So they've been on a roll, and they had several kids sign college scholarships, and they're excited about Davis Dalton and some other guys that are coming up and part of another senior class. See if they can do it. It's a catch-22. You win a lot, expectations change, and there's even more pressure than before. But that's a good thing. All right, I just got it. It's 36-3. So that's pretty good, right? They're 36-3 out of their last 39 games, and that includes several wins over some big name teams. So 36-3 the last few years in back-to-back state championships. Now, and I want to thank MRA for hosting us, and we'll continue to talk MRA throughout the show. Now, Blake Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis, are they considering what it would take to get into the top 10 tonight? What's going on?
That appears to be the case. So NFL insider Ian Rappaport just tweeted out, in a relatively quiet trade market thus far, the Saints appear to be the team doing the most groundwork for a trade up. They've called into the top 10 to gauge value for a cornerback, ? Would be a steep price, but they have not been afraid to be bold.
Okay. All right. So that's some interest to move up that much to get a corner. How do you feel about that?
They currently sit at number 28.
Yes.
So that would be a substantial leap.
So they're trying to, it sounds like, leapfrog Dak's Dallas Cowboys at 10 so that they get to pick from either Horn or Surtain, because the Virginia Tech guy stuff's kind of in the air there, right?
Caleb Farley, yes, correct. And it's actually interesting that this news is coming out because yesterday John Ledyard told us that he thought there was a potential that neither of these cornerbacks were there at number 10 for the Cowboys.
Hold on, I was reading something else. Tell us again, Blake.
He said, John Ledyard yesterday said that he thought there's a potential that both those cornerbacks could be taken off the board prior to number 10.
Wow. Okay. I could see Jerry and Steven missing out on both.
And if if we think that the Panthers are looking to move backwards, and then potentially you could have another team move up, there's a lot of opportunity for shakeup, especially if Atlanta's moving out. If Atlanta and Carolina both move out.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that for Who Dat Nation. And for Cowboys. I mean, we've got a lot of Dak fans listening, but we have a lot of Who Dat Nation. This could be, Blake, a a full-on try to go get one of the top two corners. If Dallas doesn't watch out, they may miss out on both, Blake.
Yeah, and that would be, I guess it all depends on who's falling because the corners are being selected, right? If it's all QBs, receivers, Kyle Pitts, and corners, well, then maybe Penei Sewell somehow squeaks his way to you at number 10. You take that guy. If it's not that,
yes.
If it's a QB that falls, if you're sitting at number 10 and it's your turn to draft and you have Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or a combination of two of them, then you have value for your pick and you trade backwards, and you get more bang for your buck since your guys are gone.
Okay. All right. Now, I want y'all to remember welcome in, good morning, Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by Superior Foundation for all your foundation repairs. Superior Foundation. Todd Sanders, Trey Pace will take care of your home. Superior.ms. Superior.ms. When you think of foundation issues, you want to go with Superior Foundation. Dave Bartoo does not like this QB draft class at all. He wants you to start over 25 games. He wants you to be a guy that elevates your team, and have started for multiple years. And a lot of these guys have not done. Trey Lance has only started 17 games, and he not only has he only started 17 games, but he only played one football game last year. Kyle Trask has not started a lot. Mac Jones has not started a lot of games. He likes Zach Wilson out of BYU the best. But this is what Bartoo said on the show. You don't go to a blue blood program to become a good NFL QB. You go there to get paid. And what does he mean by that? Well, he means that Alabama and Ohio State, you're going to win almost every game. And you're going to be surrounded with great players like Mac Jones and Justin Fields. This goes for Southern Cal quarterbacks who have struggled in the NFL. Bama quarterbacks have struggled. Most of the Ohio State didn't even make it. I mean, everybody talked about Troy Smith for years. No, J.T. Barrett, Cardell Jones, Dwayne Haskins. He had a cup of coffee with the Washington football team. But he was Dwayne Haskins from The Ohio State University. So he was supposed to be good because they beat everybody in the Big Ten by 30 points. Tua Tagovailoa, we'll see. You hope he has a really good career. But you're no longer going against three-star players. You're 4 and 5s playing a bunch of three-star players. When you walk out on the field, when you did it at Alabama, you were bigger, faster, and stronger than everybody else at every single position. Everybody's good in the NFL. But at Bama, you beat everybody by 25 to 35 points. So you didn't have to elevate your team, elevate your teammates, and you didn't feel a lot of discomfort, right? Adversity, and so on. I'm not saying that it's easy to play at Bama by any stretch, but it is much easier to play at Bama, and your margin for error is, again, as big as the Grand Canyon. And, your margin for error at Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma State is, about as big as a snail. We're live from Madison Ridgeland Academy. If you would like to schedule a private tour of MRA's campus and see whatever you want on the academic side and athletics, call 601-856-4455. And you can schedule a private tour of the Madison Ridgeland Academy campus. They're going to have well over 1,300 students this coming up fall. They're excited about that. And they're back-to-back state champs in football. And Herbert Davis will join us in about 10 minutes here on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're live in the Mobile Bank Plus studio, and this is the Out of Bounds Show. NFL Draft tonight. Elijah Moore in the first round. We'll see. Woo! Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We are live from MRA, Madison Ridgeland Academy this morning. Excited to be back here and get this in before the end of the school year. And, of course, you can hear MRA football every Friday night on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We do a lot of basketball, too. Had a great partnership with Termy Land and the team here at Madison Ridgeland Academy. And if you would like to schedule a private tour and see the campus of MRA, call 601-856-4455. And you can go ahead and get that tour on the books. A couple different ways that you can get in touch with us. Farm Bureau Insurance call-in line, 601-995-1059. Twitter handle at BowBounds. And the Mississippi Ag John Deere Tractor text line is 601-885-3776. And we're happy to welcome in the head football coach at MRA, Coach Herbert Davis, on the Out of Bounds Show. Coach, by the way, back-to-back state championship MRA football. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Man, it's glad to be here. Always excited to be on the show.
Well, it's been a while. You know, we usually do the remote.
Lapse, didn't we?
That's right. We usually do the remote in the fall, but we weren't able to do it, and so I'm glad we were able to get this one in before next football season and next fall. First of all, we haven't had you on the show since your team won it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's not easy to win state championships, and it's especially not easy in a year of COVID when you don't even know who you're going to have Friday, well, practice-wise, and then Friday to Friday.
Yeah, we had our banquet last night, and, that's kind of what I told my parents and my players. It was truly a team effort because, we didn't have a whole lot. We did a good job keeping it down, but you really didn't know. You just did not know. I mean, like the one time we did have one, we lost one of our best players, the JA game, and we didn't know it till Friday morning. So, but honestly, we were blessed and didn't have as many as a lot of other people. But the idea we could lose it, So especially as the season got going and we were undefeated, and we knew we had the team to win it. Man, it got really, really uncomfortable, to say, gosh, I hope COVID don't beat us,
right?
And so anyway. Didn't really enjoy it till it was over.
Sure. Well, I could tell when I was there that day. It was kind of more for you. I mean, it was like a big exhale from you and your staff.
No doubt.
The grind of getting through the whole deal. You just mentioned something. You felt like you had the team that could put yourself in position to win it. Well, did you know that before the season, or did you feel that was something that built over 5, 6, 7, 8 games?
It built. It was just what we did have that I knew we'd had was great team chemistry, and man, we showed that at all times of the year going into the season. I felt like we had it, and I told our parents last night there's one thing that this team had that I've never had before, because I've had an undefeated season. I've had several championship teams, obviously, but this team was just relentless on focus. I mean, they stayed focused week in and week out. They didn't let any distractions. COVID, undefeated season, back-to-back, we MRA, none of that stuff they let get in their way. So it was a great testimony to our leadership.
Senior leadership,
and really our overall team. They all have to buy in. And, I tell everybody, everybody's a leader, whether you want to be one or not, because we're all watching.
I'm going to miss some of these, but, I mean, it took guys like Sam Polis, Jude Aldridge, Rafe Vincent. I mean, these guys had to stay the course with y'all, and everybody was patting them on the back after the championship before. Coaches talk about how you got to shake that.
In a way they were. In a lot of ways, a lot of people were saying we lost so many players.
Well, that's true. I was saying that.
We couldn't do it.
Well, I didn't say that, but I did say the first part.
You had people like Jude Aldridge, who is a program player.
Right.
Stayed in the program, kept working, just worked his tail off till it was his time. And then just had an unbelievable, 16 sacks in 12 games.
Right.
I don't know anybody that did 16 sacks in 12 games, but over 100 tackles. At defensive end, over 100 tackles, 16 sacks. So that's unbelievable stats for a defensive end,
yes.
And especially for a guy that hadn't touched the field. And so, man, just guys like him and a couple others we had that just buying into the program, just working hard, and that's what makes it fun.
Well, something you told me a year and a half ago, you said, Bo, we're a development program. And y'all have stuck to that even though you're winning big. You're winning state championships. You got a senior class that you're referencing, and Aldridge and Polis and Vincent, all these Zito and all these guys that never lost a home game. Yet y'all pride yourself on developing players because Jude Aldridge didn't play much as a sophomore and junior, and yet was first team MAIS
We've
as a
had
senior.
2 or 3 of those guys every year, and, man, they end up being impact players for us, and they just stay in the program. We got a great strength and conditioning program. I think the best. I've been doing this 30 years. There's no doubt our program's the best, and we got the strength coach to prove it too. Coach Adams does a tremendous job for us, and you can just look at our kids too. The results are there with their athleticism, and obviously just looking at their strength and speed each and every day, and of course he works on the mental part of it
Sure.
too. So we're very blessed in that area. So
Herbert Davis on the Out of Bounds show. I'll get to going forward, but we haven't been able to do this since last year. Playing the Deion Sanders team, first game of the year, and you had to replace Phillip Short, who was a great player, and you had like 4 wide receivers or something that had caught a ton of footballs the year before, and that was a great unit. And you go in and you play this.
Actually, 6 of them.
Okay, 6. 6 guys, right?
Yeah,
From
we
the year
lost them
before.
all, man. We lost them all.
And you play Deion's team that had won like 36 games in a row or something crazy. But that night was interesting. Y'all continued to commit to throwing the ball down the field, and eventually it paid off with Zach and Davis and some other things happening. That's harder to do when you're replacing all those guys game one going against the top 10 program in Texas.
Yeah, and I tell you, it was a godsend. We wasn't supposed to play them, and we were supposed to play Briarcrest, and the COVID got us, and we had to find somebody else, and it was those guys, and nationally known program, and they come in here, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so impressed with our guys. They just did not flinch. They expected to win. Matter of fact, you mentioned a coach earlier that was here at that game. He DM'd me after that game. He said, "Look, I saw it in your kids' eyes when I was in warm-ups, and for whatever reason, we just never flinched. And of course, you saw we found a way to win it. But it did so much for our team and so much for our program.
Right.
I think a lot of people started opening their eyes up to seeing, hey, you know what, MRA." And look, I don't know if you know that, but they had 9 Division I signees off that team. 4 JUCO guys, which means they had probably 3 other Division I guys that didn't make it. And so that was the kind of team we played. I don't think a lot of people don't realize how many Division I players they had. So it was fun. It was fun. Our guys really competed, and to do that, and then to go play Corinth, who was at the time was the number 1 team in the state in 4A, and we played really well against those guys. So it really just built our confidence, and we were able to finish the season with that. It just really took our whole season.
Coach Herbert Davis on the Out of Bounds show, back-to-back state championships. His seniors from this year never lost a home game at MRA. That's unbelievable. All right, I want to ask you. We're always talking about quarterbacks and offense on the show, right? That not only does it sell tickets
a little bit lately, yeah.
It's what listeners want, and so on. So, and we're live from Madison Ridgeland Academy, by the way, here on a Thursday. When was it in your career that you decided to commit to an innovative offense, something that's more modern? Because it's extremely difficult to do it at any level.
Day one. My first year I coached, I had Todd Vowell, Winston Academy, and we threw for 3,000 yards that year and a spread offense. Todd went on and played at East Central and went on and played at Ole Miss. and then finished his career out at Delta State, and they won a conference championship up there with, up around 2000 or 1999, somewhere up in there. But great, just good quarterback. But I've always believed if you had a quarterback, you got a chance.
Right.
You got a chance. You can make some things happen. You don't have a quarterback, you're very limited. And so a couple of my friends joke around with me, but I think they got me pegged. They said, I think I got you figured out. If you get a quarterback and a defense, you got a chance, don't you? And I said, you got it. So we really try to do that. We try to put our best players on defense, but at the same time, we put a lot of attention on the quarterback. We gave out awards last night, and for the third year in a row, our quarterback's gotten most valuable player in our conference, offensive player in our conference, and it's just it's been fun coaching those guys. Our system, allows us to do some things, throw the ball down the field, and we're just trying to create matchups all over the field. And I think you said it one day. I listened to you on the radio. If you got four receivers, and we've been blessed to have that. You can find a matchup somewhere in high school football, and so that's what we try to do. And if this year they decided they was going to back up a little bit on us, and drop 8, and we rushed for almost 300 yards.
I was about to say there was one game it wasn't quite clicking. They were dropping a bunch of guys, and you rushed for like 295 yards. I don't remember which one it was exactly.
Right.
So you're willing to do that.
Our whole goal is just take what they give us. Okay. And, we work so hard to be ready and prepared for what people give us. And so when they give it to us, we have to take it. And that's just really that simple. But, you got to be committed to it.
You have to be committed to it.
You got to be committed to it and understand if that's what happens, that's what happens. And so, we're committed to it. Our kids are committed to it. And it's been really fun for us the last few years since we've, we've always been a kind of spread offense, but the last few years we really kind of took it to another level on a systematic approach on how we do things, and but we've been blessed. It's paid off for us.
Herbert Davis on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're live from MRA, back-to-back state championships. You're in spring practice now. How important is it for you and your program to get to a certain place over the next couple of weeks before you start summer training June 1 or 2?
Well, just like right now, we got a lot of guys that are playing baseball and track, and we want them to do that. We want to have kids that want to play multiple sports. But we went on out, and it's good for us to get a lot of reps with the young guys and try to build some depth this spring. And because a lot of those guys that are playing baseball and track, we already know they can play. Honestly, So can we build some depth? Can we find a player or two? That's kind of what we're doing. And then obviously this spring's a little different. We starting over at quarterback, and we got we. Really impressed that we got 4 guys that'll be competing for that this spring. Usually we kind of have one.
Right.
So this we kind of built it where we had some guys who want to play quarterback here, and we're blessed with that. And we built a few in our program, and so it's we were sitting here with 4 guys that's going to compete for it this year, and we're excited about that.
Did you know that Philip Short would be the player he was early on?
No, I did not.
I mean, he just developed over.
Yeah, Philip came in, wanted to be great, wanted to work, and we had some fundamental issues that we got through and got him better at, and it took a little time, but obviously everybody knows it came through his senior year, and that's when you really started seeing him really be that much more consistent, and so. Philip's a great player. He came in here and did a great job, got better. And really the same song, different story. I mean,
Zach Beasley,
same thing. Came in, had some fundamental flaws.
And he had to follow the man.
Yes.
He had to follow the man. This is where I was impressed with his medal. He had to follow the man, and y'all started off against a top 10 team in Texas.
Yeah. Zach has a great he's a calm – nothing really rattles Zach. And so he came in and went to work, and he knew that he had some fundamental – matter of fact, he came last Christmas. He said, look, I know I got to get some things fixed. I'm here to go to work. And that's what he did, and he got better and better and better and better and better, and hey, end up earning a scholarship. Northwest thinks the same thing. They think he's got a lot of upside.
Sure.
And he's still got. I wish I had him one more year for more improvement.
Yeah.
But I think they're thinking the same thing. They bring him in, redshirt him, and improve him up there, and I think he's got a lot of upside.
Yeah. So you didn't deviate. Like, you had it took a little time to get where y'all wanted to go on offense. It would have been easier to dumb it down. It's not what I'm looking for, but it would have been easier to not continue to try to stretch the field.
Yeah, especially.
But y'all committed to it.
We commit so much in the summertime to improving our passing game, especially. Like this year. Hey, we're pumped. We're going to Little Rock to play in the Shootout of the South, which is teams from Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Louisiana. It's a big time deal, and then just the other day we got offered to go. I think we're the only Mississippi team that got invited to go to the Hoover Invitational in July, and there's teams from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and it's 32 team invite only. And
nice.
So we're gonna, we do those kind of things in the summer, and it's just incredible reps because we're playing incredible teams, and so that really makes. And we didn't get to do that last year. So yeah, you're right. I mean, if you saw, we kind of sputtered a little bit early last year, but when we figured it out, man, I think I mentioned it last night. Once we kind of got to Corinth, I think we scored 42 plus the rest of the year.
Right.
And, except for one game in the rain down there, but so we kind of caught fire and figured it out. And once we did that, and a lot of it had to do with Zach figuring it out, like you say. And once he did, we it really made us be balanced, and we had a good run game to go with it, and we took off.
You went for 200 and 200 plus in the state championship game. Yeah. So it kind of culminated into something that y'all really you got where you wanted to go.
And that's what we want to be. We really want to be balanced, honestly. Everybody said when we do throw it a lot, but we really want to be balanced.
Right.
And balanced meaning just try to, I don't care if we have to run it 4 times, but we want to lead, like you say, we want to be 200. Right. 200, 250, something like that. So that's what we want to be.
Herbert Davis on the Out of Bounds Show. We're live from MRA. You're listening to ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Boy, y'all got a tough schedule
toughest
this
ever.
year.
Toughest ever. Going to play the number 20 team in the country, Oakland, out of Tennessee. They're 6A state champions a couple of times, and they're coming in here. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to play Greenville Christian first game, and look, last year when the COVID hit, they had multiple Division I players transferring there to their school. If you don't believe it, look at their roster. I think they have 4 or 5 Division I guys or guys that are getting recruited, and so they're coming in here first game. They got players.
Right.
One of the best quarterbacks in the state.
He's a baller.
He's a baller. Look, he's a baller. Anyway, if you didn't see him play basketball,
he's big time.
He can play basketball too. But he is a great player. So we're gonna have to start out with those guys, and that's gonna be really good. And and then we play a 10-win Natchez Cathedral team next, and then we play Oakland. Which is, like I say, number 20 team in the country. And then we go play this little team called Pulaski Academy out of
Monster
Little Rock. And I haven't slept. I watched a little film on them last week, and I hadn't slept since. Man, they pretty much lead the nation in offense every year. Right. You folks that don't know, Kevin Kelly's their coach, and he's the guy that never punts. So he never punts, and he onside kicks every time. He got 4 onside kicks the first half of the state championship ball game. It's over.
Are you serious?
Got 4 of them. It was so they blew the doors out for the state championship, and it's all about the other team never touched it.
Right.
4 onside kicks. So that's the kind of things that we can't let those kind of things happen if we and we have to have a chance. But
how do you feel about your senior class?
Senior class is going to be fine. We just don't have as many. We're going to have more young players step up and help us this year. But I think we have a little saying around here: the standard's the standard. The standard's been set. We just try to keep that going with our next group, and
right.
So we're really young in some areas. Really kind of worried about that. But, we just got to mature a little bit in those areas, and hopefully we better get it right because we're going to play. Like I say, the schedule's brutal.
Right. And then there's always Jay and Prep and all those.
Yeah, not to mention Jay Prep. We're going to play a very improved Park Lane program. Got a new coach. Kind of a protege of mine. Ron Rushing does a great job. He was at Brookhaven, turned Brookhaven around. Won at Natchez Cathedral, so he's going to do a good job with Park Lane, and so it's and then you got Hartfield coming into it. Hartfield's getting better every year, and so it's for the first time we play Raleigh. Raleigh's got a 4-star running back.
Wow.
Got to go down there and play them. So we usually have a little breathing room on a game or two. It's not happening this year.
That is a power-packed schedule for y'all. So MRA football starts.
Not many people playing 2 top 70 teams in the country, I can tell you that.
Pulaski and Oakland.
Correct.
Yeah, I ran into somebody 2 weeks ago that lives up there by Oakland, and they were like, MRA's playing Oakland? And I went, yeah. And they went, that program can flat-out play. So, yeah.
Well, they're going to be unbelievable. I got 9 out of 11 starters on defense back, and that was their catalyst last year when they won the state championship, and they were really dominant on defense. They have got some athleticism on defense, and that really scares me. But hey, we're always up. We love those. Our kids love playing those games.
Sure.
They
get locked in.
Last year, you'd have think we'd have been pouting having to go drive basically almost 5 hours to Corinth, and our guys were like, heck yeah. Number 1 team in 4A.
Didn't that game get scheduled like real quick?
Yeah, we lost.
Somebody.
We were going to play Taylorsville or Philadelphia that week, one of the two. I can't believe Philadelphia, and COVID kind of hit, and we kind of had to scramble around and had to end up going up there. We'd love for them to come here because we were supposed to play a home game, but it was their homecoming, and we said, yeah, man, we'll come do it. So we rode up there, but our kids embraced it, was excited about it, and man, I thought we played one of our best games of the year. Scored 51 up there on a really good team. They made the semis in 4As last year, so our kids enjoyed playing those
the
kind
challenge.
of things. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you stopping by today. Congratulations on your success. And we love having MRA football on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. And I know you're excited about the rest of spring practice in this summer. And it'll be here mid-August. We'll be here before y'all know it, Greenville Christian.
Yep, no doubt. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just, love your show and appreciate your support.
Thanks, Coach Davis. Appreciate it. Herbert Davis on the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We are live from MRA and Madison Ridgeland Academy. If you would like to schedule a private tour of MRA, now is the time to call 601-856-4455, and they will let you see everything that you would like to see academically and athletically. Schedule a private tour at MRA, 601-856-4455. We appreciate Coach Herbert Davis stopping by today. We'll be back in a minute.